y'all, hope you're having a great day. I'm having a good one. Today I'm going to do the final palette in the Broadway Colors collection. I had said I wasn't going to do the one. I had mentioned that in my declutter because I found all of them were bad quality. They blended the same color. Now this palette is probably the best one of the four. It is the Midas palette. Sorry you're seeing my ring light. This is their glitter-filled one, and their glitter formulas actually aren't that bad. They tend to go on, especially these two here, very beautifully. These have some nice glitters in it. Of the four, this is probably the best one for the glitter aspect. I will be doing finger swatches and brush swatches. I will be using, because I don't have the same brush I've used in the past, I've come to the realization I'm going to have to use a different brush. I'm going to be using my Moda Pro brush, and it is the crease brush, the BMX430. I will use that for the brush swatches on top of my finger swatches. We will start up here and work our way from this side to the side. I'm not going to say right to left because it depends on how it records which way it's going to do it. This one is a matte cream. Sorry, something I was supposed to buy and I did forget. Cat food. Matte cream. Use my brush. And not a lot of payout with the brush, with a fluffy brush. You can almost not see it at all, which is kind of scary. When I tried using this with a fluffy brush, I didn't get much payout. I used a synthetic brush, I got a little better. I mean, a real hair shader brush, I did better. The next one is the first shimmer, and it is very pretty. We're gonna do here. I wish these shimmers had names. It's not bad, like I said, but it's the lighter colors don't tend to do as well. With these brands, there's a lot of fallout and clunkiness. So in that part, it's not that great. When you look compared to other high-end brands, but it does transfer with the brush. It does tend to fall off a little bit, but not too much. I am knocking my brush off in my color switch in between, you guys. The next is this beautiful, I would call it a bronzy brown with a warm undertone. Maybe a reddish warm undertone. Like I said, it's not a true bronze, but it's got a reddish orange warm undertone. Let's use the fluffy brush again. The reason why I'm using the fluffy brush is because I use fluffy brushes on most of my eyes. And if I can fluff in a color, I will. And I do fluff in colors with high-end makeup. Here it is again, not so hot. I will say this works a lot better with a sponge applicator. You know, maybe we should just grab one of those sponge applicators. I'm going to hit this one here on this side, and then I'm going to hit this one here on the other side. And we're going to do the cream one. Look how much better it does. And then we're going to go over that with that. This is a formula that does do better with the sponge applicators than it does the regular brushes. I've tried even using shader brushes, and I still have that same problem where it doesn't want to pick up. Your best bet if you're going to buy this is to use this to get a sponge applicator for the use. Okay, the next one down, this is a rose gold. It doesn't really look that good at first, but when you buff it in, it's not bad. Again, one of those colors. See, once you look at it, it's pretty rose gold. It just doesn't look like that in the pan. Using the brush, I get some decent fallout, not as bad as the other colors. And then we come in down here, and I don't get in hardly any color. A little bit, much better than some of the other ones for color, but nothing substantial. Alright, then we're going to go for this pinky color in the middle. It's a pinky purple, definitely leaning towards the warmer berries and the cooler than the blue. I wouldn't say it has a blue undertone, but more of a purple undertone. You can see where it's almost lavender in color. Definitely worth using as a inner corner, I personally think. Again, we're going to use the fluffy to show this. This one, like I said, when you get the darker ones, they fluff in nicer than the lighter ones do in this formula. I'm going to do one more color. I'm going to pause you, wash my arm off because I forgot the wash rag in the other room. Go figure. And then we will do the last 6. But let me do one more. This is the deep purple. Again, a shimmer, a glimmery, shimmery one. It's not true gleam, but it's got a nice reflect. Again, we will fluff it in. It leaves color, but not a lot. If you want something that leaves a light amount of color that you can cover it up if you want, you might like that. I'm going to put you on I can't speak today. On pause and go wash my arm off. I'll be right back, you guys. And we're back. Simple that, right? Just went and wiped it off, made sure it's nice and dry before we continue. Alright, the next level is down here. Now this is a raspberry leaning towards the purple. Definitely nice color. I've used this on my lid a couple times. It's a very pretty color. Again, you're better off, sorry I'm hitting the camera, using a sponge applicator over anything else for this formula. But if you just want a glitter topper to go with another palette, this is not bad. Like I said, with the brush, it doesn't do that hot. You get a lot of fallout, and you get some color transfer. But you can kind of see I'm just knocking a lot of dust around. It makes a decent shade, but it's not anything, wow, I have to have. The next one is a deep purple, berry toned, not cool. It's actually almost like a dual reflects with a little bit of a pink shifting, but it's not a heavy shift. It's very, very light. Again, same kind of formula, does better with the sponge. See, because you don't get any of that dual reflects. It's just like I'm smearing it on at this point. Oh no, you get a little bit of a reflect, just not a lot. Kind of crazy. Finger swatch and brush swatch, how different the color can be sometimes, right? The next one is a golden, and it's a golden ochre with an orange undertone, would be my comment. This one has been a little harder to work with. It's kind of almost got hard pan. It kind of frustrates me because I really have to buff it in to get any color. And it's pretty, but it's hard to get at and hard to use, which is frustrating because I could have really used that for an under eye. But again, the brush is even worse than before. So it just doesn't work. That one's probably, which is funny because in the beginning that was like my most favorite one until I got the hard pan on it. Now I have to really scrape at it. Now this one is a dry matte. It is not a glimmer. It is okay. It doesn't work as well as you would want it to, but if you're not somebody who wants a really deep color, you'll be fine. But again, look how much work I have to go through to get any transfer. The next is a cool tone, and that was a cool tone purple, by the way, people, not a warm tone. The next is like a lavender cool tone with a bit of a taupe undertone. Again, knock off color switch. I have to really dig my brush in there to get anything out. And here we go. Now this one puts a little bit more color out than the other one does, which is kind of funny. You would think the darker one. Now the last one is another favorite. It is a red with a ruby, almost berry undertone to it. And every time I use this, I get so many compliments. People are like, where did you get that color? Because it has orange and it shifts to the berry. It is so pretty. I put that on and people are like, what do you have on your eye? This palette, sometimes I think this, for $2, $3 I think is what I paid for these things. That color alone with a sponge applicator is worth it. Again, a brush doesn't do that good. It's just so. Overall, of the four, this is probably my favorite because the glimmer shades do work very well. But if you're only getting this for the glimmer, you're great. If you're going for the mattes, they are what they are with the quality. I tend to keep this just for this one. I really do. I'm tempted just for that one because it's such a pretty color. I'm going to see if I can dupe that in my collection. If I have a dupe of that in my collection, this is going bye-bye. If I can't find a dupe, I'm keeping it till I find one, dang it. Just because I do use that color, and I just get so many compliments when I put that on my eye. It's just such a pretty color. But other than all, this is probably a D. D+. A lot of the other ones got D minuses. One got an F in my opinion, from A to F. It probably would be a C if the mattes were just a little better, or if that gold hadn't gotten hard pan, which really annoyed me, because it's one of the few glimmery golds with an orange undertone that I have. So my overall review, for the price, can't complain. Sometimes I don't want to look at price. I want to look at the quality of the makeup because, I mean, we're not just looking at price when we're getting it. We're also looking at how it's going to apply and if it's going to work for us. That's going to be a good palette. Most of those are going to be good young kids palettes who are just starting out, who want to play with color, but who you don't want to spend a ton of money on. That'll be good. For the everyday adult, not really. I find it to be so-so. My next palettes that I'm going to be reviewing are the Wet and Wild ones, the new ones that came out. I got all 4, found them at Walmart. I've been playing with these. I have some definite opinions, and I have some duping I'm going to do in my next videos with these. I probably won't be doing the brush swatches. Unless, of course, you want to see them, leave comments below. Otherwise, I think I'm just going to do finger swatches when I'm comparing with the high-end palettes that these are supposed to be echoing. I think I figured out which ones are which. Only one of them do I have doubts about, just because a couple of the shades are a little different. But we'll be seeing what happens when I come. And one of them, when I finger swatched, I could not believe how close they are. Like I said, I've been playing with them for a little bit and really enjoying them. Enjoying playing with them. You know how it is. We all got to play with our makeup and figure things out. On my eyes today is the Tarte's Clay palette. I got it when they had it half off. I thought it was a good, decent enough deal. I picked it up. It's the first one. I do like the colors in here, and I can see why a lot of people like it, because you can get various looks of that kind of neutral look and still have something look slightly different every day, and it allows you to go from light to dark. So this is not a bad little palette. I've been playing with it, but you know me, I gotta add my glitter, my bling, and it's Kitten Karma from Stila. Well, until next time, you all take care, and remember, you do you. Bye!